What's up, y'all? This is RVS.
This is ROD, aka Rated R.
And we are the We Coming For You cast. And we talk about pro wrestling from a black dude's perspective. Tell them what they can expect on this here podcast.
Oh, we gonna give you all the raw and dirty and the everything black from AEW, WWE, Impact Wrestling, and any other wrestling in between. If you want your wrestling unfiltered, uncensored, and you want it raw, you need to subscribe to the We Come For You cast.
Right here on SOLC Network.
All right, welcome back to Thrones Be the Game. Got the full crew in the house tonight. Sleep and my man Scott. We all in here. Brothers, how y'all been?
Life is good, man. Hopefully y'all had a great holiday. Everybody good? Y'all enjoy your holiday weekend?
I did, yeah. We barbecued, hung out with the family. As you can see, I'm still outside, so I apologize for any issues that I have with audio.
Oh, no, your audio's good, man.
Everything sounds fantastic.
All right, we got listener mail. Let's jump right into it before we jump into the episode. Shout out to you, man, Xavier Plumber, man. He gave a lot of props to us and everything for what we've been doing on the podcast and all that stuff. But let's jump into his main meat of what he want to talk about. He said, now about House of the Dragon episode 2. He said, man, my boy Sleep, I missed him on the last episode. It would be great. It's gonna be great when all three of y'all back together. Dude brought reason and rationale to the show. Let's go over the issues. With all due respect, of course. As soon as I heard the complaint about the wig, I'm like, bruh, that right there had me know I really want to go dig what Buddy has to say, respectively, of course. Then he goes, 2, issue with the horror complaining about not feeling protected while being with Damien for protection. Bruh, did we watch the same show? Clearly your mind changed after the hand said that he would kill her. Then he got 3, the king choosing to marry his daughter's friend. I mean, he had a convo with the princess about getting remarried, and she said she cool with whatever he chooses. Now, clearly, he misread the room, but I can see that being just that, misreading his daughter's support. He said, number 4, choosing the hand's daughter over Corliss's daughter. The king clearly wants to marry for companionship and not politics. Felt this was made clear when he told the princess how much he loved her mother. He also ain't out here hanging in the whorehouse all day, making bastards. He's been rapping with old girl for 6 months and he fell for it. So that's who he chose. Then 5, he says, the hand's daughter being nervous. I don't think she's nervous about the king. I think she's more worried about what her friend says Prince is going to think when he chooses up on her. Look, I ain't trying to, then this is his last part. He says, look, I ain't trying to dictate what's right or wrong. I just hate when people feel like shows aren't making sense. Anyway, I've wasted enough time at work. Y'all keep rocking out there as always. And it's all love to y'all, to any of the guests. I'm just shooting back at y'all. Love the show. Laugh out loud.
That's dope. Hey, that's dope.
May I respond?
I missed that episode, but y'all did a great job.
Yeah. And shout out to Ted, man. He was like, I don't know where is Teddy at. He's like, Teddy is just he didn't say he don't do nothing no more. He don't watch. I guess he must have hit Teddy up, and Teddy told him he don't watch nothing no more.
Can I respond to one thing?
Mm-hmm.
So Buddy asked if we were watching the same show. I believe his the component he was talking about was about changing from Corliss's daughter to the hand's daughter. And my point on that was that his stated intention was that he wasn't over his ex-wife or the loss of his son 6 months afterwards. If he had married the political expeditious component, he would have had a couple more years to get over that trauma of losing his wife and wasn't rushed to do so. When we look at the time skip on episode 3, 2 years and 6 months have passed, presumably. And so now he's been married, has a 2-year-old. So he had to rush right into that. He still wouldn't have had to marry Corliss's daughter at that point in time. So if he was actually heartbroken about losing his wife and daughter, the thing that would have gave him most time to grieve and heal would have been to marry Corliss's daughter. That was my point.
Yeah. I mean, Viserys is just a horrible king, and he just makes bad decisions.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, no matter how you cut it, he just makes bad decisions. Like, he can't help it. He wasn't meant to be king. I don't think he has the training on how to deal with like the court and how to deal with the intricacies of doing the things he needs to do as king.
We talked about last episode, Sleep, you could chime in on this, but he wasn't even in King's Landing at all, right? He was basically somewhere else, right?
Bro, he was not with the court. He had no reason to. He only king because he's the only dude available. He like that's the only guy available to be king because obviously they didn't want a woman to be queen. So it's like I guess we got to roll with this dude. Now it was a relative time of peace, and it should have been easy going. What messed it up is that he couldn't have a son. The fact that he could not have a son really threw everything in chaos. And again, and then Daemon's a highhead too. So, Daemon being Daemon and all that. But every decision that he's made thus far on the TV show has been horrible.
Yeah.
I was talking to somebody like he the best king that I saw in King's Landing because King Robert and Joffrey, I'm like, no, bro. No.
Well, somebody said that he was the best king.
Somebody just talking ridiculous on Twitter. I say, man, no. I said, no. I say, Robert. What'd you say?
Cersei was better than him.
The Iron Throne is literally judging him. Like as he sits as a king, his back is injured, it won't heal. His fingers injured, it won't heal. Like the Iron Throne is judging his position as king. As a matter of fact, effectively sat as king was when he was actually when he banished Daemon. Damon, sorry.
I like Damien though. For some reason.
Damien works.
He banished Daemon, and he was sitting proper up with holding his own sword, and he was sitting very prone in that position. That's the only time he actually sat in that chair right. Like if you notice how Daemon sat in the chair, he was leaning all back, lounging out, didn't get injured. But the weight of that seat and the weight of the position of that chair, I think they're trying to portray is too much for Viserys, and ultimately will be his downfall. I mean, assuming that he doesn't live throughout the series, I have no idea whether he will or not.
And he's been manipulated by his hand the whole time. His hand knew what was going on. Right. Hey, go to the king bedroom, go holler at him real quick, make sure he all right. Like he used his daughter as a pawn, and I don't even think the daughter knew. The daughter wasn't even in on it. Like she was, I'm listening to my daddy, but the hand the whole time has been, doing. He little finger right now. He been little fingering everything. Like
he's like the dude that coming out of the girl right after you break up with her boyfriend. Like it's all good. Like go up.
Yeah, right. Don't talk.
He just used his daughter in that same instance. He used his daughter in that same instance as a proxy. He would have did it if he could.
I'm saying they should have played some Bill Wither, use me till you use me up at that point. Because I mean, if you using me against my will ends with me being the second most powerful person someplace, then I'm absolutely fine with that manipulation.
She won. She definitely won, and she fell for. I don't because she actually wasn't a part of the plot. I actually think she fell for the king too. I don't think that's fake. I think she actually fell for that old nigga. And now she just all in.
Throughout history, many a person fell for a king. I don't necessarily know.
Yeah.
Like if he worked at McDonald's and you fell for him, then yeah, I can say that's sincere. But being king,
oh yeah, no. I get that. I'm just saying everybody else thinks that this dude's a horrible king. Like it's known that he's not great. Like it's not like everybody loves this dude. Like everybody like, what the fuck is he doing?
Well, let's jump into the episode since we talk about him being
it's like Elon Musk though. You think Elon Musk got 8 kids by supermodels if he wasn't the richest man in the world?
No, this is definitely true. All I'm saying is she remember how her father felt when her mom died, and she like, I don't want this dude to feel that either, because she cool with the daughter too. Yeah. And then if you hang with a motherfucker every day, she was going to target this nigga like every day. And he hadn't smashed. It wasn't even like he was smashing. They just talking. Like he didn't start smashing until they got married. So I'm like, he wasn't on that shit at first, and she wasn't on that shit at first. But if you be with a motherfucker of the opposite sex every fucking day for 6 months, you either gonna hate their ass or smash them.
How many you up? What you doing is gonna walk with you. I'm saying, the 2 or 3 we saw may not have Jack may not have walked. But I'm saying that's only so many of those joints gonna walk. That's all I'm saying.
No, that's true. You're not wrong. I can see you. Go ahead, D.
Yeah, well, no, let's jump into this episode. Let's start. It starts with them going on a voyage again. As we talked about in the first episode, Sleep, he loves the gender reveal events. or anything around. He loves like the gender reveal events. He loves the little kid parties. He loves anything around kids, especially if it's a son.
So because it's not wars and battles and shit, this is the shit they look forward to. Like this is the shit. They would have did the hunt regardless, but we can do it on his name day. Oh shit, that's double the pleasure, double the fun. Like they don't got shit to do because ain't no wars. Like niggas is bored, in all honesty. Like niggas is bored. They ain't got shit to do. They only get together. It's like a reunion, like a high school or college reunion. But they do it once a year. Motherfuckers live way in Castle Rock, or they live way up north, or they live so they don't see each other, often. So these gender reveals is like, that's their World Series, nigga. Like that's what they got. That's all they got to look forward to. That's their NBA playoffs. So they've been waiting on that shit all year. And it's a name day. We gonna throw it on his birthday too. Oh, nigga, we gotta be there. Like everybody gotta be there. That shit, the Sauce Awards. It's like niggas gotta be
there. He called it the Sauce Awards.
Niggas gotta be there, bro. That's all it is.
And so this whole this searching for the white buck is supposed to show that his new son Aegon is the rightful ruler if he's able to see it and kill it. And it showed Aerys being a horrible king when he couldn't even stab correctly into the neck. And they had to show him and prep him like, no, right here though, G. I'm marking it right in there with a little chalk. Right here for you. I'm marking it for you right here. Like you need me to frame it up for, and he still fucked it up on the first time.
I mean,
and then the meat's all bad because the meat gets messed up if you don't kill it directly. So now the meat is poisoned because the animal is shot, and now all the meat's bad.
I mean, I'm saying I've never killed anything in my life, but I've heard.
You never hunted it before, Scott?
I'm not gonna say that on the internet. Now, if you gave my government name out here,
no, I'm saying hunting like squirrel or anything like that. Like that's not like an illegal thing.
I'm not willing to admit to that on the internet. What I'm saying is that I can understand if you actually have to stab a stag, not necessarily knowing the mark to hit on the first point. I mean, like,
but you ain't in these streets though, Scott. You ain't in the streets. You don't know how to do none of this stuff. That's proving you ain't in these streets.
Okay. Well, I mean, okay. I accept this. I accept that.
Yeah, that's the whole point. Like, that's like you going out with we going out to drink and you like, yo, this is how you take a shot, like a drink shot. Like, you take the lime,
right. I'm saying the proportions on the stag that big. I mean, I can see him missing the spot. I can see him missing his mark, not being an accomplished hunter. But somebody marked it up for him. They gave him the whole thing. Like, no, right here. He literally played it out for him. No, right here. Okay, so maybe I missed that part. I thought he just pointed it out to him and said, "Okay."
No, he didn't mark it up, but he literally pointed like, "Yo, right here, G. I know this is gonna be hard for you."
He didn't. It was
almost like he was trying to be like a Fisher Price situation.
Do this. He didn't say do this and you'll hit the heart, or do this and you'll hit the lung and they'll drown. He just basically said do that. You know what I'm saying? Just point in the area. I'm saying like I've what I'm willing to admit to. I've witnessed people hunt before, and I've seen people hunt for the first time. And even though they were relatively good shots, then they still missed the mark because there is adrenaline that's happening there when you're in that moment. And so I can see this.
He ain't in the streets, man. He's not in the streets.
Right, but he never
walked up in that blade 2 times and pop.
I said this to Sleep's point though. They were talking about how soft they was doing that hunting. They could have been fighting in the sandstones. There was a 3-year war that was going on in the sandstones that they could have actually got that aggression out on instead of messing around over here in the woods
with one buck.
Yeah, exactly. So some buck, and they didn't even get the right buck. What was it? What they call them? The white.
It was the white buck, but
the white buck.
Rhaenyra saw it.
Right, yes, and they didn't even get the right one. So they was just like, and so they weren't even committed to just finding that one. So they spent all this time and effort to go out there to find this one book, and then goes, that's just too hard. So we're just gonna. This one's good enough.
Hey, they gave you the straight layup version.
Right.
All right, so
what kind of practice squad shit is that?
So in a typical hunt, the king wouldn't necessarily even have to do that. It would be whoever saw it. But because it was the king's name, his son's name day, it's like now he got to do it. That's why the buck was captured. Basically, they had the nigga tied up. Like it wasn't even like he had to hunt him down or shoot him with an arrow or nothing. Like they literally tied that nigga up like this. Like, come get him, and he fucked it up. He fumbled. I'm not gonna lie, he fumbled. Not only did he stab him, the buck was still bucking. He could have. He'd have got gored if he wasn't tied up. Like he'd have got. Like
now, see, I blame it on the Lannister weapon. That's how I blame it. You know. That's
okay. You know what? That was an ugly ass weapon. It was gone.
Janky. He was like, "Man, I'm supposed to do this jankiness. The Lannisters gave me this whole janky shit. What am I supposed to do with this?" Like,
I didn't even think about that. Did the Lannisters do a setup with that?
Right.
Knowing the Lannisters. That could have been a setup.
Weapon. It was gold, right? But gold is very bendable. Like gold is in a very firm.
Oh no, my man, he was all with it because he was like, "Hey, I'm trying to marry your daughter."
So, Sleep, break it down to me. So, how is he related to the Lannisters we know? Like, what is?
He would be. They never
grandfather type thing.
So this book doesn't really follow the Lannisters. It's all basically all Targaryens. So I don't really know where he falls. I know he wasn't the head guy though. He had a twin brother. He has a twin brother.
Right. That's on the council.
That's on the council. Mm-hmm. So he would be Tyrion, basically. I mean, he brother number 2.
But they're twins. That's the thing. That's the crazy part. They twins though. But I guess he was born 5 minutes afterwards. So you asked out.
Only one nigga. It can only be one. Like it can only be one head of the house. I mean, I'm just saying, it can only be one. So you know how Tywin had a brother that was still dope. Tywin's brother was still dope. He was like a great general.
Kerwin.
Yeah, this nigga just wasn't that guy. Like, he just number 2. He's Stannis. Like Stannis wasn't fucked up. He just wasn't Robert.
Born late.
Like, yeah,
Stannis was a little fucked up though.
Okay, I mean, after getting old, he did a lot of fucked up things. But the fucked up things didn't start till the red woman got in his life. He was just a regular ass dude that was killing niggas at first. And then she came with blood magic and fucked his mind up. And you the one that's promised all that bullshit. Like she, hate to say it, she voodooed him, dog. She hit that nigga with a couple of them.
He's from New Orleans.
Shit, hey, bro.
He's from New Orleans.
She got dream catchers and she got quartz stones. And she got them. She pulled out them stones and he was mesmerized.
That was just a joke for anybody that's listening from New Orleans. Yes. I don't have anything against New Orleans. I was just joking.
I don't know firsthand, but they said that witch coochie is mesmerizing. She put that witch coochie on him and he burned his daughter.
So it's Kevon Lannister, not Kerwin. It's Kevon for people that's listening for y'all. Before y'all get the email and talking about, you got his name wrong. It's Kevon. Sorry.
But
kind of like Kevon Edmonds.
I saw all the internet talking about they mad about all these characters being black. Kevon Lannister is a black name. I ever heard one.
That's definitely.
I thought of Kevon Edmonds.
That's a black name. I ever heard one.
That's very colored. That's a very colored name. But no, but this would have put him ahead of his brother. He marries the king's daughter, bruh.
So he made this super power play move. Like, I gotta make this move.
It's a power move for him. He like, I'm marrying the king's daughter, whether she becomes queen or not. That's a huge power move. Ain't she a dragon rider? She done took a dragon back to Castle Rock. There's a dragon over there and shit. Like,
and then he was like, and if we want to make a play on the throne, I got a dragon over here.
She got to, like, literally, if dude was to trip and be like, well, you're not the heir no more. You're not next. If he really wanted to, he got Castle Rock. They still had paper. The Hightowers at this point got more paper, but the Lannisters ain't broke.
Right.
And they are huge. He got a brother on the council.
Got a dragon at the crib. Got a princess in the bed. Like, there's worse hands. I've seen people do a lot less with
this is a huge power move for him. Like, this is huge.
Gold mines too. The gold mines too. Like, they got the gold mines. So let's shut down the gold mines. Ain't no gold coming out.
Right.
Bro, he pulled this move off. He's in a great position. He pulled this move off. He's in a fantastic position. If it worked, I can't be mad at him. He took his shot. Like, it was a good shot.
Yeah, what was it? I forgot my man's name. But in episode 2, when he asked his counsel about marrying Corlys's daughter, he said, he basically said, men in high positions don't like looking up. You know, and that was really kind of the shot your man took. You know, Jason Lannister. His whole point was that, look, I have a shot to take. You know, I'm going to shoot it. You know, and he made the best play he could. It didn't work, but I ain't knocking him on it.
And at the time, I mean, nobody else stronger had made a claim. King was like, I've been getting letters all year. Right. Motherfuckers been mailing me about you. He had the strongest claim out of all the letters. It's like he let everybody else shoot their shot, and he like, it's my time. Now he didn't see her bucking his ass and being like, no, fuck that. But he like, if these dudes ain't good enough for you, look at what I bring to the table. Like, I bring a lot to the table, baby girl. But he.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, please.
No, go ahead. I was done.
I was gonna say. I also, her point was disingenuous. This is a problem I have with like the series so far. They're taking modern day politics and applying it to the world that it doesn't really fit. So she keeps saying, "I don't want to get married." But okay, here's the thing: the only reason you're in this situation is because there's a question about the heir of the king right now. You not getting married isn't the solution to that. If you become heir and then you don't get married, the exact same thing happens. Like, you have to get married and you have to produce children. That's just a given here. That's your fate in life. So this whole thing about her not wanting to get married, nobody gives a shit about that. Like, that's not part of it. Like, you don't get to say that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't get to say. You know, it's like, oh, you have to give your kids dragons. You have to have kids. These are things you just have to do. Like this whole play. I didn't think I want to get married. Like, nobody gives a shit about that. Like, you have to get married. Like, it's just part of the game.
I'm not gonna defend her. She dumb as hell, but she's young as fuck too. Like she's young.
Nah, she ain't that young no more. She's 17.
Sleep. For the record, her age in real life is 22.
For real?
Yeah, I just looked it up. She was born in 2000.
She don't look 20. That little girl don't look 22 at all. But all right,
well, 22 years old in real life.
She was born in this millennium.
2000.
Jesus Christ.
Jesus, but no. She's salty because she's really just salty about her dad. And she's just salty. She been all her life. He's been trying to have another kid to be the heir. He finally, you know, like, okay, cool.
The oldest.
This new baby about to be born. It's over with. Cool. Not only does the baby die, but her mama died too. And this nigga been sitting in the room with her best friend every day for 6 months. He ain't even fucking with her.
And to our listeners, to Xavier's credit earlier, 6 months back in those days was forever. You ain't had no distractions. You just sitting there talking to somebody for 6 hours straight. You getting
ain't no text messages, ain't shit going on.
I mean, she can hop on a dragon and fly around. Like, that's a
his dragon dead.
His dragon's dead. He don't have no dragon.
His dragon done died out. His dragon dead.
Who we talking
about? His dragon's Velaryon the dragon, the one that's the skull he talked to when he's talking to his daughter.
The king. My bad. I thought you talking about the daughter. I'm sorry.
No. We're talking about how he just spending time with her for 6 months straight. That's like 6 hours a day. That's a lot of time.
Man, listen.
But what's worse, instead of her talking to her best friend, she talking to her daddy. So now she just by herself. All she got is the dragon.
She can't chop it up with daddy because he with her.
Her daddy not talking to her.
I'm saying that we're letting her plight weigh more on us than it should. She's not going through anything any other oldest child hasn't gone through. Like, I'm saying, like, your parent, you be the oldest, and you thought you was the best thing on earth, and your parents got 4 or 5 other kids, and you're like, yeah, turns out I wasn't. Like, that's just being the oldest. That's not she's a princess. Doesn't make her special because, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
because
but her situation is
just the oldest. Like,
her situation was special.
You think Jackie Jackson didn't feel the type of way about Tito, Marlon, Janet? like I'm saying, like,
oh my god,
that's just being the oldest here. Like,
okay, hey, you know what? I can't argue that with that. But
no, you got me on that. You got me on that.
Yeah, you win. I can.
Yeah, you got that one. You got that one.
You got that one. Damn, he hit me with the Jacksons.
So what do y'all think about our man Damien? I call him Damien. I know his name is Damon, but we didn't change his name to a black man, Damien.
Right.
Because he hanging out with all the black folks. He went out there with the black people. He went to the civil rights movement. I call that the March on Washington. On going on over there in the Stepstones. Like he went out there with the black people.
His level of petty is astounding to me. Yeah. We got 2,000 troops on the way, and we got weapons and everything fresh. He said, before I let my brother get any type of props for this, I will die. I'm either gonna win or die.
He turned into a Super Saiyan to be petty. His pettiness turned him into a Super Saiyan.
He was Vegeta. That's
his power levels was 9,000.
He went Vegeta.
And you know what? Interesting though, it's a callback somewhat to the Battle of Blackwater, where Tyrion got overshadowed by Tywin coming at the last minute, even though he set up the plan, all this stuff. But Tywin came in and took all the credit, but he did everything to protect King's Landing.
You know what? That's a great point.
Yeah.
My boy Tyrion got played at every
because he did everything. Tywin came at the last minute after he had already blew up all them ships, took Stannis half his army out, and then you show up on some back end shit to get the last couple of dudes out.
Yeah, he was on some. I mean, like Daemon was on some for real 300 gladiator type shit on that. Like, I mean, he was blading cats left and right.
And me and Sleep talk about beforehand. It's a lot of the Battle of the Bastards, but in a different way.
Yeah, I can see that.
Because I mean, Jon was trying to save his brother. They had a plan. If Jon knew more people was coming, he'd just been with it. Like, bring your ass. We need help.
Yeah.
But wasn't nobody else coming.
He didn't know nobody was coming. That's the difference. He didn't know nobody was coming.
Yeah. My man Daemon was like, before this nigga get any type of credit for this, I will. He was gonna die. He was willing to die. He was like, if I die, I die. And them the worst archers I ever seen. They stormtrooper level of archery. My man got shot at 65 times. He got hit twice. Like I'm like, if you don't shoot this nigga, he didn't bob and weave or nothing. You seen black movies? You got to bob and weave. He didn't straight line. They couldn't hit him. I ain't never seen nothing like it in my life. Like, never seen nothing.
Well, you know, he there was a lot of plot armor on him. So
true. Oh no, that was amazing. He
had that Sasuke level of plot armor. That's a Naruto reference for y'all.
I know.
But I do think it's kind of dope that we do see like a black family, like his brother and other cats of like their family, the Velaryon family, kind of like, yo, like that's a whole clan of black folks doing their thing. Like,
oh yeah, they papered up too.
Yeah, I mean, they wigs are all terrible though. I mean, those dreadlock wigs, all 100% awful. Like
Tyler Perry level. They're Tyler Perry level.
I want y'all to be very clear on something. Before we end this podcast this season, I'm gonna have me one of those awful wigs just to give you real time how bad them joints is. Like, I promise you.
The wigs are bad.
It's gonna be all white wig, black beard. Like, I'm still gonna stay. I'm gonna keep it like this. Like, you gonna see it.
I fucks with it. Oh my God!
Yes, what y'all think about Corliss's son? Pulling up his name out is Laterian.
Bro, they got nigga names, man.
Corlys. And honestly, I know in the books Corlys was definitely a white man, but I'm sure the producer looked okay. If we're going to bring black characters in, let's look at the set of names.
It's opening.
that would be open-ended for them to be black.
Corliss Jenkins. Yeah, we can make that. We can make this one walk.
It's so many reasons why.
And his brother's name is like Cordell or something. Like, it's something like close to his. Like, seriously, it's like Cordell or something. Like, it's regular. Like,
you know why it's perfect? Because niggas wouldn't be riding dragons. We not fucking with that. Like,
but his son is, though, but his sons have black. Is that why? Because his sons have black.
Leave your dragon unattended and say that.
Like niggas like
on the street.
Niggas like, give me a boat, bro. I'd rather just ride the boat. Like niggas
say that. It's hard to get a dragon in front of your house without no alarm on it and see.
Bro, it was hard to get niggas on the Screaming Eagle at first. You know niggas ain't finna be riding dragons and shit. We good. Right? I'm straight, bro. Let me learn how to sail.
That was only because the Screaming Eagle was out on 44 when before black people went out on Highway 44. There was no black people on Highway 44 before like 95 on the Highway 44.
This is true. Hey, you have a good point. But his son had.
I guess the whole thing is that he's got the biracial kid. So the biracial kid is the only one that can ride a dragon because he is half Targaryen.
Mm-hmm. Ooh. I mean, he ain't riding that motherfucker. Like the daddy.
You know what I'm saying? But his son can because his son's half Targaryen.
Yeah, he saved. He's the one who saved Daemon at the end.
Yeah, it's Sea Smoke is his dragon name is Sea Smoke.
But that was the son, right?
Yeah,
his son. Yeah, but he's half Targaryen.
Yeah, I'm just saying. Yeah, I mean,
yeah, he ain't riding. Like you said, he ain't riding it.
No, Carlos didn't hop on that motherfucker. He out there with the people with a little axe sword combo, whatever that weapon is. He's whipping ass through them.
Can we talk about
it's Daemon? Is his brother's name Daemon? You can't tell me there ain't a brother named Daemon.
Right.
Somebody right now in the living room, like, you know what? I'm gonna name my kid Daemon. And they like,
can we talk about how greasy Daemon did the Crab King? He cut him. He didn't cut him in half. He cut him in like a third. What happened here? He cut him through the rib cage, the top of the rib cage to the bottom of the rib cage with one arm.
But his sword Blackfire is a Velaryon steel, right?
I wish you would have got to see that battle.
Several ribs and a spinal column and several ribs again.
Like, I wish you would have got to see that fight.
Slash.
But I feel like dude couldn't fight either because dude was always running and shit. I feel like he probably couldn't even fight. And the fight would have been.
Hold on, Sleep. You said he was Donald Trump, basically.
I feel like the fight was whack as hell, bro. I feel like dude got nerve.
They ain't show it. They just don't get bladed.
The nigga was like, "Hey, man, I'm sorry," and then David was like, "No, bitch, it's over."
Because it seemed like it was that fast, though, right, Sleep?
What'd you say?
It seemed like it was that fast, like you said, like, man, my bad, and then he just cut him and wasn't even no fight.
My man ran off like Skeletor.
He dragged the lightest part of him out of there too. He just slowly dragged the easy part to carry, like it was like a carry-on bag on the Spirit Flight.
It was just, I mean, and dude was scary as hell. Like when he was commanding his army, I'm like, oh, this motherfucker fire. That I realized he didn't have no swords or nothing. That nigga was just walking around. I'm like, yeah, it's all bad.
Maybe he's the heiress of their group. Like he don't know how to fight either, but we just had to rock with him because he was the first one. Now, y'all trip off. He had grayscale though.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, I did see that.
Did Damien touch the grayscale part of his body in this battle?
Or maybe that's why
he didn't touch him, but that sword. I think with the sword.
I'm saying he's dragging his body out. Does the grayscale go away after you after you dead? Is it live? Like is grayscale like dead and when the body's not?
Question. That's an interesting question. I'm not
sure. Or maybe that's why he cut the body like that. If it had the grayscale on it, he left it.
That's a good.
He left that shit in there. He couldn't cut off his head though. He's like, I gotta bring the head so they know it's him. But the rest of this shit I'm leaving in there.
The grayscale was not good on the body part he was dragging was regular.
With the regular arm. So maybe he was like, I'm gonna get rid of all this shit, leave this back here. And I need a piece. I need something to show it's him, so I'm gonna leave his head. Because normally he would have just cut his head off and just bought the head. But the head
grayscale.
So he chopped that nigga up like a pizza and just bought him on out there.
That's hold on. I didn't think about that before, but now I'm really rooting for that to be the reason. that's what I want to be the official reason. Nothing else will satisfy me other than that now.
That's it. That's the reason.
Yeah, that's the
like,
reason.
yo, I'm gonna chop him up like a pizza. Get through the grayscale area. I seen where you diseased that.
Right.
Let me get right through. Cut through all that.
I ain't touching it. Forever unclean those areas, but you keep right here. And I kept this
your whole body should have been
this one arm as a handle so I can carry you out.
And not touch nothing.
Right. Yeah, that's the reason. That's the reason I'm rooting for from now on.
Because what's crazy is Daemon, even though he wasn't in the line for the throne, Daemon been a fighter and learning how to fight and shit. I feel like Viserys wasn't learning, or Viserys wasn't learning shit. That nigga was probably reading books. Nothing wrong with reading books, but in that date and time, you can't put a reading book ass nigga as king. Like it's not gonna work. Like,
so I mean, I know the next Aegon after this Aegon was a book reader, but he ended up just saying like, I got to go learn how to fight. Duck and Egg with the Duck and Egg series, where he had to go out. Like, I got to figure out how to fight if I'm supposed to be trying to be king. Like I got to go out into the world.
And that's not the Aegon that's born now. That's like a different Aegon.
Yeah, this the like Aegon, like the third.
Okay,
this is the Aegon that everybody loved. This like the best Aegon. Like he's the Franklin Roosevelt of King's Landing.
You say you say Teddy Roosevelt?
No, I said Franklin Roosevelt. Not Teddy.
Franklin.
Teddy was racist.
Hey, all right.
Thanks.
I'll never give that man no prop. He said he talked about the Buffalo Soldiers like they ain't did no work though down in the Spanish American War. Never again Teddy Roosevelt get props from me.
There you go. I'm with that. I don't like many presidents actually. So taking it off the list is fine.
But I'm just saying the one that they were like, yo, like he was like the best of us was.
Oh yeah, no.
I think he's Aegon the third. He's Aegon the third.
He went and hung out with the knight, and you read Duncan that like he said, I'm gonna learn in case And he was like he wasn't even in line for the throne at first. He was like the third.
No, he went out on some like I got to get my weight up. I know I know all the history, but nobody think I got these hands.
Right. I show you how to do this, son.
So he went out with his Kingsguard Duncan, and they was just going on adventures, just fucking people up together. Just we just went out here just rough people up, just so I can get my weight up, and then I'm gonna come back, and then I can be viable for kingship.
From town to town, like Kang and Kung Flu.
Yep.
Hey, that's perfect. That's exactly what he did. Just travel around the countryside.
That's
doing shenanigans.
And he changed his name to Egg for nobody to know he was Aegon. So he could just kind of travel like animatedly, just fuck up people in random town to town. Like I'm gonna just
didn't he cut his hair off so they wouldn't recognize him?
Yep, he cut all his hair off. He had he had a fucking baldy.
Yeah. He said, nah, nothing to see my white hair. I don't want no special privileges.
No,
I'm getting out the mud.
And he was smart enough to know, like, I got the history. I know this. I ain't got no hands. I got no hands.
Also, I mean, we like our Targaryens have a pretty big tail as to who they are. It's like visually.
And he never had a dragon either.
Oh, really?
Nope. He never had a dragon.
He was the third son, so he ain't had no dragon. He
had to fend for himself on this. And dragon after this situation we have here, dragons are. Like we it's like getting a Rolls Royce. Like we got a small amount of Rolls Royces out here. Only the 1 and 2 sons get them per family. We only got 6 left.
I do got to keep it a buck. Now, no one has ever actually. I've never really understood how old Valyria had 1,000 dragons in this prime, and dragons can fly, and some place blows up, and the things that can fly just don't get the hell out of there. Like.
So, you know what? You would love this book because this book, the TV show starts off in like the middle of this. This starts off with them still being in old Valyria and old girl having the vision.
Because originally the series was supposed to start with Aegon the First coming through. That was supposed to be the original series. Was supposed to be that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so to start when they first came.
Okay.
Yeah, the book starts off with them like, we need to get away from. Well, one family feel like we need to get away from here because Auntie had a dream and we need to go.
On some Kryptonian shit.
Yeah, but what's crazy, the shit didn't happen fast. It took a while to happen. Oh, really? Motherfuckers was laughing at them like, you bitches that left, punk ass bitches. We over here kicking it. And it was like Superman almost. How everybody was like, Jarrell was like, this shit gonna blow up. And niggas was like, no, it ain't. And then the shit kicked off. And Jarrell was like, shit, I only got one ship. I fucked up, but I'm gonna send my son. Well, the other motherfuckers had left. They had dipped. They was like, we getting the fuck out of here. And we gonna dip and we gonna go over there. And a lot of the dragons were domesticated. If they
were they chained down? I'm saying, like, why can't they just fly away though?
and lead their people. They like dogs, man. They waiting for the dragon rider.
They're connected soul-wise to the people.
They're like dogs. You know what? I've never owned a dog. They're like dogs in movies. Dogs in movies. You get kidnapped. The dog just cries.
Bruh.
Like, no, I've seen those videos where like
again, if somebody kicking my door, yeah, my dog's there for me. If the ground starts shaking, that motherfucker is breaking neck out of here. If it's too much thunder or lightning, like a natural disaster, no, that dog ain't.
Well, no, I don't know if you've seen that video where like the police take dogs and they basically like act like an intruder in there. I'm talking about the biggest dogs be out. They be out the crib. It'd be like the smaller dogs that try to protect like their owner. Like dogs that other dogs, they be like, nice to know you, man. I'll figure this out on the back end. I'm out. Like literally walk right like one they showed him video. If you look online, he looked right at the quote unquote assailant, looked at him like damn, and tried it out. Didn't even run, tried it out. Like this ain't even about me.
I happen to be a good dog owner, not a terrible dog owner.
Okay, that's good.
People, people, I'm not gonna get in that soapbox. I'm gonna leave that alone.
Yeah, but no.
Sleep. Go back to the dragons though.
So, I mean, not everybody had a dragon anyway. I know it sounds like everybody had dragons, but like Corlys and them didn't have dragons. Like it was niggas over there that just didn't fuck with dragons. Like it was,
I get that, but I'm saying, but again, in the story they said there were 1,000 in his prime. Okay, so let's say 700 get messed up for the volcano exploded. There should be 300 dragons around. Like that's what I'm saying. What it seems like it's characterized to me is that there's like a 95% dragon extinction event, and I'm thinking how they fly. How are all these dragons dead?
So every time there's any type of I should be king or I need to be in charge, there's a war, and the dragon niggas is fighting each other. So the dragons be banging, like niggas be banging. It's civil war and shit. So they losing. If 50 dragons go out there, 25 of them died in the battle. Like
how? Fire don't kill dragons.
They're fighting each other. You bite the neck of that motherfucker. Like they know how to kill a dragon. Know how to kill another dragon. They like, well, this fire shit don't work. Let me bite this motherfucker, and then let me turn his wing out, and he fall in the water and drown. Like you can kill a dragon. They can die. So they're having civil war, and this Velaryon family got beef with this. But like, sometimes Targaryen against Targaryen, which is coming real soon. Maybe not this season, but next season. We're going to see dragons banging. We almost saw it when she swooped up on that nigga and was like, give me the egg back. She swooped up with her dragon, and that nigga had his dragon. It was a chance some niggas could have banged. Like, it could have been a dragon fight.
Yeah. No, I'm not challenging you.
But also, only 5 dragons left with them to Westeros.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. If there were 1,000 to 5, it's like it's like I mean it's less than a 1% survival rate.
And it's
like more than 5 dragons to have survived.
There's also a big world out there. Them other motherfuckers
dragons could be everywhere. Like how you mean Drogon just flew off and just did his thing. There could be dragons just chilling random.
They could be over there. Some goddamn. It's like places where niggas don't go, or niggas just don't go over there. Like we don't know. It's the Darklands, like or not Darklands, whatever the fuck was on Lion King. We don't go over there.
Okay, that's fine.
Like so,
no, I get it. I wasn't clear on it. That's all I was at. I just wasn't clear on it.
Oh no, there could conceivably be a place in that world where people from Westeros and the free cities and Old Valyria just don't live there, and it could just be fucking dragons just flying around because they didn't have a GPS, especially if they left their riders. They just flew off in every fucking direction. Back, like I'm out. So that may be if they do the Arya show, where she sails somewhere and be like, "Oh shit, it's 55 dragons over here. It's some shit."
That would be gangster.
Like these niggas just been over here, just over here.
They've been wilding out here.
And the thing is, Targaryens was gangster with it because they repopulated the dragons in Westeros. They only came over with 5. 4 died. Oh. I remember in the book, 4 died. Velaryon the Black was the only one that survived, but those 4 had a whole bunch of eggs, and then it kind of like germinated from there.
Yeah. Because he was.
So 4 of them died from coming over there. Velaryon was the only one. Like, it's like, I guess when like if you go from like high altitude to low altitude or vice versa, I think maybe like coming to a new area is like, oh man, we ain't feeling good.
It's new. I mean, think about that. It's new diseases and shit over there.
Yeah.
Like it's other shit over there that you ain't used to fucking with. Just like if I went to fucking Costa Rica without getting them shots, I might have fucking died. Like in 2020, I could have died because I just didn't get a shot. So I could definitely see a dragon eating a pig or a hog or some shit, not knowing no better. And now that nigga got, whatever.
Shout out to the callback too. So you talking about the hog to Robert Baratheon with situation with Rhaenyra, where she almost got hemmed up like Robert Baratheon did. By
my boy Robert though. Robert had that milk of the poppy in his drink.
Yeah, he had a little extra he had extra tequila in the wine.
Yeah, they got that man super drunk and sent him to his death.
Couldn't even move. This guy just hemmed up.
I mean, he was kind of big. No disrespect to obese people, but Robert wasn't in his prime no more. No, I mean Robert was.
No, because Robert was a G though. Robert was a G.
He wasn't swift of foot no more. Like see that shit coming, and he know what to do.
You thought he was gonna go right around him.
Yeah. This is not an Ari Spears moment. I'm not being that guy. I'm just saying Robert clearly could not fit his armor no more. He had gained some weight. His dad body was full of fat.
That was the version of sugar. That was the Valyrian version of having the sugar at that point.
Hey, that boy was
he couldn't fit his armor no more.
He couldn't fit his armor no more, bro.
With, Ned, that he couldn't fit his armor no more.
He finally just was like, Dad was like, man, you don't put that shit up. You can't fit that no more, dog.
Try to fit that suit from prom.
My man, he definitely had a full-on dad vibe. Like he had I think I got 3 kids dad vibe. He didn't have no kids. We had a bunch of bastards, I guess, but
he had like
none of his kids live in the house. His kids live with other kids.
My man's was wilding. King, I want that story. I want Robert's rebellion. I need that.
Yeah.
In 5 years or however many. They got like 5 different things they thinking about doing. None of Robert's rebellion.
But Jon Snow is good to go.
Oh yeah, I'm cool with Jon Snow, 100%. Like I rock with that. Where do y'all see it? Well, shit, I'm gonna pretend like I ain't seen the book. Thus far, it's been very book accurate. So if it continues like this, I know where it's going. But where do you think it goes from here? What do y'all think is coming up next?
For this season or the series?
Just this. Let's keep it this season.
I think they're gonna make it up to I think the last episode is gonna be the breaking point of dissension between Viserys and his daughter. I think that's where the season ends.
Okay. What about you, D?
I mean, I read a lot of the book, man. So
so never mind.
I mean, I'm not going to even go out the window like that.
I forgot that you read it.
We're already.
I listen to books on tape.
We're already through episode 3. In 6 episodes, they can only cover so much, particularly at the pace that they're covering ground now.
They're going to keep skipping. It's going to keep jumping. So the next one's going to jump a couple years.
But I think the last 3 or 4 episodes aren't going to be very big time skips. I think.
Oh, I agree.
Yeah.
They got to get her grown. They got to get her. Once they get her grown, I think the story slows down and becomes Game of Thrones. Like where
I believe she stays. This actress works out through through episodes. So I believe there's 10 episodes. I believe we're stuck with this actress into episode 9. I don't think I don't think we get a different actress into episode 10. I think the season.
Oh, you think they're gonna change up again? Another actress again?
I think the season 10 they give us a different actress, and we go to a different thing, and that's the cliffhanger when they give us a different actress.
Okay, all right. At some point, they got to age Aegon up some, so maybe that's not to next season.
Yeah, they don't even have them cast. They don't even have a cast name for him.
Yeah, once Aegon get like 10, the shit get moving.
Yeah. Oh, very fast.
when Aegon get about 10, Folks complaining about action
with his dick out.
Folks are complaining about action. It's about to get real. Well, I won't say it's about to, but probably not this season. But by season 2, it's gonna start speeding up real fast.
I know Mystical's in trouble right now, but you say he said I come out with my dick in my hand. That's basically Aegon coming out the box.
So we skipped the part. Skipped the part, but when she killed the hog, you think she gonna link up with the Kingsguard? Because he ain't supposed to smash or nothing, to have no kids or nothing like that.
So hold on. So when did that become a thing that the Kingsguard cannot like at least smash or something?
I thought it was always a thing. Shit,
it's always been a thing. So the Targaryens bring that, or like was that already a Westeros thing?
I think you got to make sure that the people protecting your family ain't trying to smash.
So there wasn't a United Kingdom at first, so it had to be the Targaryens.
Yeah,
like there's got to be some nation because
it was all the city states before that.
Yeah, the North ain't have no Kingsguard, or the Lannisters did neither. That's some shit that they brought over, and I think that they were doing that shit. One, typically the Kingsguard was a second or third son of a major house.
Yep,
and you're not going to attack the king if you could potentially kill your son. So, I mean, I think that was a lot of the reason why. Give me this son, and give me that son, and give me that son. That's why they were so mad that she picked such a lowly house for that one dude. They're like,
is he from Dorne? He's not from Dorne, right?
I forgot what dude was from.
I think it's from a house in Dorne, like a low house in Dorne.
Oh, I mean, it ain't a major house. It's definitely not. He would be a car Stark. Like he like he like he is not. Like why would you fuck with them when you could get with a Stark? Like for why?
Now somebody else did ask us though, Sleep, in the Twitters. Hold on, I remember. I know what the question is, and I'll give you a shot the next episode. Why don't we see the Starks like that? Sleep. I know you are the Stark fan.
I'm rocking the Targaryen shirt today because I do fuck with them too.
But I mean, you're the best person. Why are the Starks not down here and all this melee and all this stuff going on?
The Starks don't fuck with these people, dog.
That's what I wanted you to say. That's exactly what I wanted you to say. They living up here though. They only came down for that one fucking meeting. They was back out.
Yes.
It's like somebody from your company that's come in for the board meeting and they never come back once a year.
The Starks they have always been concerned about the wall and what's going on up north. They are worried about what the fuck is on the other side of that wall and if it's going to come over. They don't know when it can happen. And back then, they were really steadfast on we are the gatekeepers of the world. If whatever over there get past us, they weak down there. If it get past us,
they weak down there.
Them niggas is dead. If it get past us, we the hardest. We don't care about them dragons, none of that. If it comes to we just gotta stand and fight, we feel like we the toughest dudes out here. And yeah, we can move somewhere, but we have honor and duty. The whole North is very big on honor and duty, especially back then. Now later on, some of them niggas were soft, but back then,
the car Starks that did my boy Jon Snow dirty.
Yeah, but back then the North was also we got to protect the North, and by protecting the North, we're protecting Westeros. They ain't got time for this because they still fighting free. I mean, the North is kind of not dealing with war, but they having battle still. Free folk coming over,
right?
Yeah, the North probably see more action than everybody right now. They don't need no damn tournament for real. They dealing with shit. It's shit up there. They got to deal with. And then it's hard to travel
with the free folk, right?
Yeah. The free folk been trying to come over for forever. So I mean, that's been an ongoing thing, And they usually don't come over to live. They come over to steal. They rob shit, go back. Like it ain't no I'm coming over, to live here. Now this is not Mexico where we try to get to America to stay. No, they slide through. Grab some cattle, maybe steal a girl, take her ass back,
yeah,
type of shit. So the North got shit to do. The North got shit to do. We ain't got time for this bullshit. Now, will we send somebody, and 10 nights with this person if we have to? Sure. But they're not coming deep. Ain't finna be 60 niggas from the north coming down. They sending.
Yeah, they sent Bran's great grandfather or whatever down just to bend the knee for the moment, and then he dipped out.
He's out. He's not sticking around. There's not even a Stark on the council. Them niggas don't want to be. They don't want to live down there.
So, hold on. I never thought of it. So is Ned the first Stark on the council?
He may have been, because he didn't want to be. He
didn't want to be the hand.
He got asked originally to be the hand, and he was like, "No." So
I'm out.
John Aaron was technically from the north, but he wasn't a Stark, but he's from the north.
Yeah.
So John Aaron
and him rolled together. They like, oh, my boy can do it. It's all good.
Yeah, and he lived. They're way further south than where the Starks live. Winterfell is like the far north as you can get before you get to the wall. Is Winterfell. So John Aaron lives. They don't get the snow and shit that they get up there, and so John Aaron had lost that. But the Starks don't like. All Ned complained about was the heat when he was in King's Landing. The heat.
He was sweating all the time.
Yeah. There's too many fucking people here. What the fuck they loitering around for? Niggas in the north work all day. We got shit to do. King's Landing, niggas just walk.
I'm trying to think. That's a good. I never thought. He's the only Stark to sit on the council until Bran being the king.
And he was forced to sit on the council. Literally, Robert was like, "You're gonna do it. I'm commanding you to do it. I'm not coming to you as your friend. My life could be in danger. You're the only nigga I trust. You gonna do it." And he was so adamant. He traveled to the north. Nobody go to the north for real. They was like, "Damn, the king coming. We got to clean this shit up a little bit." Like,
we out here living foul. Like we just do whatever.
They're like, pull out some flags and put them shits up. The flag in the attic. Go get that, because they don't even care about the Seven Kingdoms like that for real. They definitely weren't tripping off of Ned loves Robert, of course, but Ned wasn't even going to see Robert for tournaments and shit. Like, Ned was like, "I ain't going to that shit. I'm chilling." Like,
damn, I didn't even thought about that, because
it's far. It's far though. Like, it's not an easy journey.
Because even the tournament at Harry Hall that started Game of Thrones, there was no Stark that went there either, right?
No. Ned was the hand, but nobody. There was no participant.
No, I'm talking about the one that started everything with the Lyanna thing. I guess Lyanna was there because she was betrothed to Robert. Yeah. I'm talking about like anybody that was like head, like any of the big wigs from
Ned may have Ned may have been down there,
but he already had his brother there though. His brother was Brendan. Brennan.
Yeah, no, I think Brendan was back with Pops. They may have sent Ned, there, but again,
also, like we got to send somebody. Like Ned, you the second in age. Let you handle your business.
And at that point, Ned had been traveling around with Robert a little bit too. They sent Ned out into the world, like go, like Ned had trained somewhere different. He had, met Robert and trained with him. So Ned different. But once Ned moved back to the north, he was like, "I really like it up here. It was whack as fuck out there. I'm gonna just stay up here." So Ned did.
Man, come to Miami, man. You'd be like, "Man, I ain't trying to be in Miami. I'm in Chicago."
Yeah, I like my bubble coat.
My bubble coat with the fur on the hood.
With the fur joint. We done jumped all the way.
No. I mean, no. This episode, it wasn't a lot of different plot lines in it, but it was a lot going on. Sleep. Where can people hit you up at, man?
Man, hit me up on my real name is Eric, so hit me up on Facebook. It's Eric Dillard Jr. You can hit me up on Twitter. Gotta go to sleep with a little underscore.
If people just watching on video, you can see it right there.
Oh yeah, it's on there.
Copied it.
And you want to see me and basically my daughter? That's pretty much all my Instagram is. It's got to go to sleep without the little. It's just got to go to sleep.
But Twitter, you're talking about more Game of Thrones stuff. So if they want a conversation about anything going on with Game of Thrones, Wheel of Time, anything like that, Twitter is where you at, right?
Oh yeah, and I've 100% been slacking on my Twitter, and for that I apologize because people have been hitting me up. I just haven't been on there. So yeah, my DMs are open if it's fantasy related or whatever. Please hit me up. If y'all ever check out Just Posted, that's me and Daryl's other podcast.
Yeah. With people, we got 3-4 emails. People saying when y'all coming back. That's a whole nother discussion.
Yeah. So please hit me up about whatever. I appreciate y'all.
Yeah. Scott, he had to drop out. I don't know where he went. But Scott don't want you to hit him up on any social media. He's very adamant about that. So
he says no.
Yeah, he says no. Don't hit him up on social. I'll give you social media, but he don't want nobody to hit him up.
Oh, he's like Doja. Gotcha.
Well, no, Doja tell people to hit him up.
Oh, okay. He just don't answer no questions.
Yeah, he don't answer no questions. He don't interact with nobody. He just get mad at people. Get mad at him.
But no, seriously, thank you for inviting me on the show. I'm having a great time.
Dude, like Raven will be back next week, so we can get a woman's perspective. She's mad at. I'm gonna add you to our group. She's super mad at some discussion about women without no woman there. I was like, working. So what we gonna do? What can we do?
Yes, please add me to the group chat. Everybody, as long as my daughter is straight. No, I'm serious.
And people understand your daughter's name Arya.
Oh yeah, my daughter is 7, so I named her Arya long before the show was even popping like that. I was a big fan of the books, obviously, and my daughter's name is Arya. Don't make fun of me. Had to battle with my wife for a minute for that, but we got it. But no, seriously, thanks for including me in this. This is a blast.
Yeah. No, man, dude, this ain't nothing, man. We got people love these recaps, man. And yeah, we good, man.
I'm trying to. Me and Daryl, we got to get back into it.
We gotta get back to Wheel of Time, man. We gotta get back to people like the comments. People just like, where are we talking about it more? So we'll get back to Wheel of Time too. We got time to the winter. That's something we talked about offline for that. But
let's just get that popping before the new season. So we got
February. We'll get some for the new season too for everybody. But man, thank y'all for listening. And as always, what we got, we'll be back soon next week. We'll be covering the next episode. Peace.
All right, can't wait.